Yeah, having a growth mindset is super key in especially a successful organization, because what tends to happen when an organization becomes successful is that they get a sense of entitlement. We are successful because we are us, not because we did this and that. So how do you nurture a growth mindset in a successful organization? How do you make sure that organization never feels that it's fully arrived? Because if that happens, if you think you're at the top of the mountain, it's game over. You don't see any room for improvement. So an organization I spent quite a bit of time with is Lego, and I was very inspired by the way Lego was trying to rethink its own potential. So, for example, after a year where they have made a bigger profit than the three worst competitors in the toy industry combined, the CEO stands up and he says, "Well done, guys, congratulations, but are you actually that sure we are competing in the toy industry?" Because if an 11-year-old boy did go down to the shop and he did not buy a Lego product, what do you think he would buy instead? Would he buy a product from Megablox, which is one of the good old players in the toy industry, or maybe he would buy a football jersey, or maybe he would buy an iPhone? So if he bought an iPhone, which is similar price segment to some Lego products, what does that mean? That means that the battlefield for Lego is actually not the toy industry. So we're comparing us to the wrong competitors. The battlefield is the children's playroom. And here the main competitor is not Megablox, it's Apple. And when we compare ourselves to Apple, it makes Lego look like a beginner again. And I call this, I think any successful organization should pick a benchmark that will make them look like a beginner. That's a growth mindset. Coca-Cola did something similar. They had a big market share in the soft drink industry, having won the battle against Pepsi. And then they said, well, actually, we might not even be competing in the soft drink industry. Maybe we are competing in the industry for all liquids that can go into the human body. If we do that, we have a very small market share. So suddenly, you're a small entrepreneur again that's got to go out there and conquer the world. So how do you as a business look different at the market? How are you asking those questions? Which industry are we in? Which market are we competing in? And I think those are the questions you need to ask to rethink your potential and deliberately put you in a position where you're not number one mentally. I think that's a growth mindset.